Hey now, cats, we're back again this week on the Balls from Ellwood show, and we've been gone for a little bit, but we have enough fucking shit for 3 shows, so we might as well get right into it. As you know, this is my lovely co-host, my beautiful wife, Xtina. I am Balls, and we have tons of shit to talk about. We do a little show, in case it's your first time tuning in, we do a little show about ska, punk, true crime, horror, topical stuff, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. So let's get right to it.
We're a mishmash of craziness.
We really are. So let's get right to it, Xtina. First thing I want to get to is probably the most divisive horror film I think I've seen in a long, long time. The horror community either loves it or hates it. There's no in between. I think it's really interesting. I am, of course, referring to Halloween Kills, the second part in the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy, started back in 2018. I personally loved it. I think it's great on such a drive-in level. It was pretty much everything I was looking for. There's great kills. I mean, I've heard people complain about the storyline. You know what? I think what people need to take into consideration, it's the Empire Strikes Back in the trilogy of it's a middle piece.
I think a lot of people probably didn't see the 2018 one if they were confused. I can understand that, but why didn't they? So
I know, you're surely going to be confused going in blind with all the. I mean, it just jumps right into the continuation of the last one. Right. So if you didn't see the last one,
no wonder you're confused.
Yeah, you're pretty fucked. So I mean. That being said, I think it's interesting. We'll love it or hate it. I love when there's a film that comes out like this and it generates talk and everybody, is like, oh, I love it, I hate it, this and this and this. But it also spawns a lot of weird shit too, man. Like I seen that petition not too long ago where there's this fucking dumb fuck that was like, oh, I made a petition I want to get the scene removed where Michael Myers kills firemen because he shouldn't kill firemen. And I mean, it was such a ridiculous petition that somebody actually made a petition to get rid of the petition, and the petition got removed because it got so many likes. Like it got removed within 2 hours. So I mean, here, spoiler alert, people. Michael Myers fucking kills everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, there was an article, I think, too, about him hating homosexuals as well.
Michael Myers is allegedly homophobic now because he kills a gay couple in the movie.
Shh, spoiler alert.
But
anyway, he's an equal opportunity killer. Hello. He loves killing everyone equally.
Yeah, the music doesn't play and he comes up to each victim and goes, excuse me, ma'am or miss, what is the sexuality of your... he just fucking kills you. There's just no... it's just everybody is just so fucking butthurt over everything and so easily offended. It's just getting it grinds into my nerves down, man. It's like nobody can tell jokes if you're a comedian. Michael Myers can't kill fucking anybody now. Like he has to ask he has to get a whole resume off you before he sticks a knife in you. So what a fucking crazy time we're living in. So I mean. But about the movie, I mean, again, I think people are frustrated because they want to see the end.
Right. I think that's a lot of it too.
But I mean, did you honestly think in the second part of a trilogy you're going to see the conclusion?
Right. No, I mean, I think it had some maybe over the top moments, but overall, I think it was really well done. There were some insane kills.
This is the highest body count in any Halloween film, hands down. I think it was 48.
So if somebody said it was boring, you're smoking crack.
You must not be a horror fan because it gave me everything I wanted. I came out with a big old boner, so I mean, I don't know. Of course, I had a boner going in too, so
Oy vey.
But
next,
moving right along. Thank you. See, I need somebody to curate me and get me going here. So another thing, I think I ended up watching, but I think Xtina missed. I watched on Netflix, there was a horror film they put on called There's Someone in Your House. Mm-hmm. I actually thought it was really cool. I thought it was, a lot of people say, it's going to be a throwback to 80s horror. Most of the time when I hear that, I cringe because it usually hardly ever is, or it's just a very... This actually kind of reminded me of an 80s horror film. It was cool. I liked it. I thought the cool thing was, the killer would wear a mask of the victim, like when they're killing them. And I always thought that's kind of a creepy twist. So it's one of those things you don't want to say too much about, though, because you don't want to give a lot away. But if you're looking for a nice little 80s kind of throwback slasher movie, and you got Netflix, check it out. I know we've been enjoying the Chucky series lately. We just watched episode 3 last night. So, I mean, overall, I've been super enjoying that.
Yeah, it's on, Sci-Fi and
Sci-Fi
USA.
and USA. So check that out, cats. We're still enjoying it. I think it's really cool. I like where it's going. I like the doll effects. They used the kind of like the molded from Chucky from Child's Play 2. I like that. It's
still Brad Dourif's voice.
Oh, it sure is.
As Chucky.
And what I missed in the first episode, if you keep a sharp eye, you're going to recognize a cameo from the past. So check it out. You get to see the origin of Charles Lee Ray when he's a kid. That's some fascinating shit, not to mention creepy.
Right.
There's a plethora of great characters. It's very well written, very well acted, and they're with a lot of child actors that are very sophisticated. I have to say, I'm super enjoying it, and it's way better than I could. I knew Don Mancini would never let me down, but I mean, it's even above and beyond what I thought the transition to television would be. I thought the transition to television could be really weird and kind of make or break a series like that. And it actually works very well as a series. So other than that, did you see the new Scream trailer?
I did. That's kind of amazing.
What do you think?
Dewey's coming back. Dewey? Is that his name?
There's a lot of legacy characters coming back. You got Courtney Cox's a character. It was a Gail, Gail, and then you got
Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell. You got what's David Arquette.
Deputy Dewey.
Yeah, and I mean you got a bevy of new characters, and I guess
they have kids now.
Yeah, the premise is I think the killer is killing all the people that's related to the legacy characters, which that's a pretty cool premise.
Absolutely.
I think there's going to be a lot more surprises that I don't want to talk about, that I have a theory about, but I don't want to spoil anything. So, but I think it's going to be cool. I didn't really give a shit about the last 2 or 3 Scream movies. I thought they kind of got stupid, but one is still a classic.
Absolutely.
2's still pretty good, but everything after that I didn't really care about. But this actually got me invested and intrigued again, so we'll definitely check that out.
Absolutely.
I know I'm excited about Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho coming out Friday. Super excited for the Guillermo del Toro produced Antlers coming out Friday. Not only that, we've been watching the series Xtina. Why don't you tell them about the series we've been watching, Zach Bagans' The Haunted Museum.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like this guy, he owns a museum where he buys things
like cursed objects.
Like
almost like the Warrens from Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Yeah, so it's like these items are truly cursed, and you get a story, and I mean it's an acted story, but it's so well done and it's so creepy as to what these items entailed in their life, I guess you would say, and the people's lives who had them, and why this guy would want this stuff is beyond me, because it's really freaking creepy.
You know what, man? There ain't too many things that really kind of stick with me anymore afterwards, because I've been so desensitized to everything. Right. I'm still chasing the dragon to get that feeling. This show is one of the shows I've seen in a long time that actually kind of gives me the creeps still.
Yeah.
It sticks with me long after. I mean, we watched one about a cursed dollhouse. We watched one about a cursed, it's like he was communicating with radio signals to demons from hell, and that was it sounds ridiculous, but once you see it, it's pretty fucking creepy. And it's a really, really excellent show, especially during Halloween. It's to watch it with the lights out. I think it's probably gonna creep you out. So check that out. As you can see, my shirt. There is only 23 more days till. Oh, I can't even wait. Look at the hair on my arms that's standing up. I never thought I could say in another few weeks, I'm going to finally see Ghostbusters 3. So check out, in the meantime, the international trailer, which shows so much more shit than we haven't seen yet, cats. You see, just watch it. I'm not going to tell you about it. Fuck it. It's just watch it. I'm not even going to rant it. But another surprise. I never thought in a million years this would be nearly as good as it is. I'm looking forward to seeing the Blu-ray uncut. But Sci-Fi has really been kicking some ass lately, man. They got some original fucking movies coming out. Right. And they just had a reboot, or I don't even want to say reboot. It was actually a direct sequel to the original Slumber Party Massacre from the 80s, and they did a complete sequel, and it takes place after the first one. And I tell you what, it was actually pretty fun, pretty enjoyable, and it actually carried the story on. And the Driller Killer, it was I actually really dug it. I can't wait to see the uncut Blu-ray when it comes out. But
yeah, it was very.
For now, it was a fun movie. I mean,
was.
I was just sitting there. I wanted something to turn my brain off. I didn't have to think too much about.
Yeah.
It was an adequate time waster for sure. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
But speaking, not to go back to Ghostbusters for a minute. I forgot I actually watched a really cool documentary. It was called Cleaning Up the Town, and it was the biggest deep dive. Like, I'm a nerd that's into that stuff, and it went 10 miles beneath that. Like, there was things that I've collected and known for 30 years. There was things I thought I'd go in this and be like, oh, I've heard all these stories, I've seen all these interviews, I've seen everything about it. This whole thing was the biggest deep dive. I've learned so much stuff that I haven't known in 30 years. Amazing.
Wow.
There, you got to see so much about behind the scenes effects, stories between the cast, Ivan Reitman, how things became to be, how things became changed, where the origin was. Probably one of the best documentaries I've seen in a long time. Cats, watch Cleaning Up the Town if you're into Ghostbusters.
That's cool.
Xtina, I'm going to let you take this one because I think you're better suited. But why don't you talk a little bit about Squid Game? We got to finally watch it. I kind of avoided it because I got sick of hearing people yak about it. But
anything that's like super, everybody starts going gung-ho over, we kind of like go.
We kind of shun it.
Really?
Like, that's just our natural.
Right, that's our natural reaction. And then when we heard a little bit more about what it's about, we're I thought, it's Battle Royale.
Yeah, I can see. That's what I was going to say. I thought it was just going to be another Battle Royale knockoff. And I'm like, I've already seen that 100 times. You're never going to get better than that, so why the fuck would I want to watch it? So.
But it was actually very good.
I'm glad we broke and caved in because I ended up really, really enjoying it. Plus, our boy from Train to Busan was in it. So.
Yeah, not long enough, but it was really surprisingly very good. The hype, is it worth all this crazy hype? I don't know. I mean, it is bizarre to me that so many people are so obsessed with it.
Yeah, I can't believe this connected with so many people on such a. I heard today it's $900 million already worldwide. That's amazing to me. Like, this is such a niche show. Like. This is like an ultra-violent show.
Right, and
that is like something that
everyday people are watching.
You guys watching us would be into. I can't believe the whole wide world connected with this show. Like it's fucked up, and it's violent, and it's sad, and it's depressing, and it's. Yeah,
but it has a good, I guess, a morality tale. Would you say? I think so. In a way? Yeah. So I guess that's kind of what it is.
I'm actually kind of impressed that the world connected with the show.
Right, I am too.
It's kind very puzzling because usually this is the kind of show that
Korean
would be
film shut down. Yeah, Japanese film shut down.
Yeah,
French film
anything with subtitles. You're like, I don't want to read.
Right.
Well, guess
and you
what?
don't have to do subtitles.
Newsflash.
You can do the.
You're gonna miss 90% of the best fucking films you've ever seen if you don't want to watch a foreign film.
Right,
so.
And if you've never seen Train to Busan. You're missing.
If I can recommend Xtina, I can recommend one film to watch if you want to watch a horror film for Halloween. If you're not a crazy Train to Busan. I haven't met one person that doesn't completely fall in love with that film. It has everything you need. Has zombies, has heart, has action, has suspense, drama. Everything. 5-star fucking film.
Absolutely.
So you coming out not liking that, you must not like film because. But anyway, we actually ended up really digging Squid Game. Mm-hmm. And we haven't got to it yet, but I plan on starting on Hulu. They actually are bringing back in series form, much like Chucky, the old I Know What You Did Last Summer movies, which I'm pretty excited to check out. I've heard it's pretty good. I was kind of burnt out on that series, and hopefully this is enough to reinvigorate my interest in that. I thought the first one was good, and then everything else is kind of meh. So I'm kind of digging that they're adapting these older kind of things to series because when they work out, they work really well. But that's yet to be said. So we'll report back on that, Cats. One thing that I am super looking forward to, and it's still shrouded in mystery, but it is still in fact supposed to come out sometime this year. In fact, pretty soon here. Allegedly, there's supposed to be the first part of a brand new sequel without PP Toucher Victor Salva attached at all. They're rebooting Jeepers Creepers completely. They got rid of that fucking douchebag. It's called Jeepers Creepers Reborn. There's a little bit known about it. It sounds kind of a weird premise. It takes place at allegedly a horror convention. So I don't know, man. But I mean,
like that, but
I'm not sure about that. But I guess we'll see how it executes.
Because our horror conventions, we take to heart, and it's like a safe space for us. As weird as that sounds,
it just seems like a weird place to reboot.
So I don't like that they're gonna taint that, but
it just seems like a weird place to reboot that whole franchise.
Right.
Like, how are they going to bring the Creeper back at a horror convention?
Yeah, that's
it just sounds
weird.
weird. I don't know. Will you be up to be seen? So it can't be worse than Jeepers Creepers 3. That was total shit. So. One thing that blew me away, and I'm super. I love a lot. I pick and choose with anime. I like a lot of it. Some of it, meh. Always been a fan of Cowboy Bebop. I just seen Netflix drop the live action trailer. At first I was skeptical because I'm not sure how something like that would translate, but I tell you what, I was totally wrong. Once I seen this trailer, it blew me away. They did a frame-by-frame comparison I seen on YouTube today of just the opening, and it's amazing. And I gotta say, the cast seems perfect. I have to say, I'm really, really excited about that. So check that. I think it's the first. I think it's November 7th.
Nice.
So that's not too far away, cats. Shudder's got a lot of great shit coming on for Halloween. They got a show called Villains, which in fact, I think it's a 5-part series. Each series is dedicated to one iconic horror movie villain. And they go through the whole psychosis of why people root for this villain, how they became iconic, why people connect with the bad guy as opposed to rooting for the good guys. The whole psychology of it. So I think that sounds like a pretty cool idea. And if you go to Pizza Hut right now, they actually have a Shudder deal where you could get a stuffed crust pizza for $12.99 and a free month of Shudder to try. So I mean, I know Pizza Hut isn't a sponsor of the Balls from Ellwood show, nor would they probably ever want to be, but I'm going to give them a plug. And if you want to try a free month of Shudder, go to Pizza Hut. Other than that,
very cool.
The last thing I'm going to talk about before I turn the show over to this beautiful young lady, Bruce Campbell retired the character of Ash, as you know, from Evil Dead. I know I heard the other day that the new Evil Dead, without him, Evil Dead Rise, just finished filming. And that's going to be coming out on HBO Max sometime early next year. But as we know, our beloved Bruce Campbell retired the character of Ash Williams. He doesn't want to play Ash anymore. So he's in this brand new movie. It's called Black Friday with Devon Sawa, and he's a guy battling demons and spouting wisecracks. On Black Friday, and it kind of sounds a lot like Ash Williams. Okay then. So, but I mean, the trailer looks fun. Trailer looks fun. He looks like John Cleese in the trailer, which is really kind of funny to me. But it looks cool. And as you know, if you've ever been to a Black Friday sale, it's probably not too far off already. So
oh boy.
I kind of feel that way when I go. So I mean, other than the demon possession thing, it's kind of like that already. So good luck, Bruce. I'll be checking out Black Friday. It looks like a lot of fun. So other than that, cats, that's going to do it for this week. We have an interview with some of my favorite people, returning guest Philly Ska band Catbite. Stick around after this for an incredible interview with Catbite.
Yes.
We went and checked them out not too long ago, live in Pittsburgh at, what was that place called?
Mr. Roboto.
Mr. Roboto's. You know what?
Really cool.
Really cool place, really cool atmosphere. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, small, intimate place. If you want to get next to your favorite band, go and check them out there. We got to hang with our friends Catbite. Check out the interview after this, cats. And other than that, Xtina, it's been a while. I have to say,
sure has.
I haven't had any depravity in my life in such a long time.
I know,
Can you help me out?
I sure can, and I've been dying to tell you this story.
Oh boy.
But I've been saving it for this moment right now.
Oh.
Here on the... It's a Balls from Ellwood exclusive.
You heard it here first, folks.
You probably didn't hear it here first.
Well,
but you might, you know. Some people don't follow this stuff. Like this guy here, Balls. He probably didn't hear about it.
Nope.
But,
don't go looking for it either.
well...
I get enough depravity from this show.
That's right. That's all. Who needs more depravity? Well, have I got quite the story for you. You know, every week we come here with a story, and just when you think you just can't, it just can't get worse, right?
I don't think you can do anything that will surprise me.
We find that humanity is just atrocious. Absolutely atrocious, right? I know a big concern with this past year and COVID and, you know, people being stuck at their homes and whatnot was there was a lot of concern about kids being home with potential abusers. Wives being home with potential abusers. You know, people don't think about this, but like,
I never thought about that until you just said that.
Never thought about it. Yeah, it's been a thought in the, you know, I guess abuser communities. I don't know where, you know, crime communities that I'm in. And it is an interesting thought, you know, like a lot of people go to work to get away from their abusers. A lot of kids go to school to get away from their abuse at home. And this story here is kind of one of those tales where these kids should have frickin' been in school, and had they been in school, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But we've come to find out that there's a lovely couple in Texas who they were so in love that they had to leave their children behind and move 25 minutes away to live on their own. Leaving these kids in squalor with no furniture, no blankets, no electricity. Oh, and their brother's dead body. Do you want to know how long these kids not only lived in squalor and with their brother's dead body, with barely any food? Only a year. An entire year. In an apartment with a dead carcass of their little brother, nonetheless. 15-year-old, a 9-year-old, and I believe an 11-year-old. All boys. And the boy who was killed, I believe, was 8.
8 meaning 8 or 8
No,
meaning...
8 meaning 8 years old. But he was, you know, decomposing in the apartment. Neighbors knew that there was at least a 15-year-old boy because they would give him food from time to time. He wouldn't accept any cooked food for fear of being poisoned. What has this kid lived with that he was afraid to accept food from neighbors for fear of being poisoned? We're going to find out. He would only accept canned items and, you know, things like delivery services and things like that. He would stop at the neighbors to charge his cell phone. I guess these neighbors, you know, kind of assumed that the parents were around and he just wanted to be away from them because he's a 15-year-old boy. They had no idea there were other children in this house, and they had no idea that there was a dead body in there with them until a neighbor had complained, I will say, to their apartment complex about a bad smell. Don't think the building people did anything about it, because eventually the 15-year-old boy, bless his heart, broke down and called 911 and said, "Look, I can't take it anymore. My mom left us with her boyfriend. He killed my brother, and we've been living here with his dead carcass for a year. Please come help us. Please come do something." Yeah. How freaking horrifyingly sad is that? Now, you know, again, do we like to judge people here on the Balls from Ellwood show?
Yes, very much so.
I guess we do. You know, when you look up scumbag in the dictionary, Pretty
Hello.
sure. No.
That's what everybody seems to
Pretty
think.
sure you're going to find this guy here, Brian Coulter, and his lovely girlfriend, baby mama to 6 children. We only know where 3 of them are that are alive. The other one's dead because he killed them. But when you look up scumbag in the dictionary, you're going to find, pretty sure you're going to find this guy's picture. What do you think of that, Balls? Doesn't that look like a nice guy who would not kill your kid?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So not only did he kill her kid, she watched him do it. She knew he did it, but she was too afraid to call the police. And you know what? It's okay because they moved away, left the kids there to deal with it, and he bought her all kind of beautiful jewelry. They had all kind of wonderful meals. He, if you go on his Instagram, he's constantly sharing all the beautiful steak dinners they've had, the spaghettis. Meanwhile, these kids are mal-freaking-nourished. Oh, and I forgot. When the police did show up to get the kids, the little 9-year-old boy, he had a broken jaw. Because mom and boyfriend would occasionally visit. Bring him a little food, punch him in the face.
What?
It's a good time. So yeah, this kid has had a broken jaw for 3 weeks, never received medical treatment. They took him to the hospital and he now needs surgery. This Brian Coulter is a holy hot sack of shit, and he deserves to die. The mom, her name is Gloria Williams. She is surely not a peach, but I'm going to give her somewhat of a benefit. I'm assuming that she was scared of him. But at the same time, your kids should always come first.
She deserves to die too.
Why is that so hard? Why is that so hard?
She's as guilty as he is, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And what part of...
Your job as a parent, no matter how afraid you are, or no matter how this or that you feel, is to protect your children.
Right.
You should be able to kick down the gates of hell for your children.
Absolutely.
At a moment's notice. No matter how afraid you are or not. She deserves to die slowly and painfully, much like him. So
my prayer and my hope is that the kids are in, child protective services now, thank goodness. And I pray they never have to see these people again, including their mother. What kind of mother is that?
Well, it's a mother, right?
Yeah. My fear is they're gonna, and of course, there's like several different fathers. One's probably they think is dead. God knows where the rest of them are. Forget it. Forget all that. Get them adopted out. Get them in a good house. Give them a freaking chance at a good life.
The best thing that can happen is they got away.
Yeah.
That's
just disgusting. And these kids, if anybody, and I don't love when this happens, but my hope is that this gets enough notice that enough people are interested in adopting these kids, because they desperately need a loving, caring home and to be shown what true humanity can be, because they clearly have never experienced that, and it's so heartbreaking. Absolutely. And we have a guest appearance here today by our Catbite. This is Izzy Rogers here. Coming in hot.
Say happy Halloween, Iz.
She's a Halloween cat. Meow. There it is.
Well, I have to say, Iz, your mama never ceases to amaze me. Every week, I don't think she can tell a more horrifying story with her depravity, and every week she proves me wrong. That made my blood run cold.
Yep. That's one of the toughest ones that I've seen in a while. Of course, I'll be following this case and praying for these kids, because good Lord, they need it. But thank God they're out of the. The worst has to be over for them, I would hope, right?
She would think.
But then you hear horror stories about people that get into foster care and the foster parents and God knows what. There needs to be better vetting and things with that too, I guess. But ultimately, I'm sure that they've got to be better off. Anything's got to be better at this point. So hope for them, and the other 2 can go to hell.
Right here.
Yeah.
Well, Cats, I hope that was enough depravity for you. It sure was for me. Happy Halloweeny to everybody. Also, if you would like to mosey on over to Chop Block TV, you can actually see the Chop Block TV Halloween special. And if you happen to go to the part where Tom Savini's at, afterwards you might see a special greeting from your favorite horror hosts.
Ooh.
That's us, by the way.
Yeah, that's us.
So other than that, Cats, happy Halloween.
Bye, Cats.
Say hi, happy Halloween.
Tell them,
Izzy Boo.
stay tuned for Catbite.
Stay tuned for Catbite, Cats. And we'll see you next week. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Hey now, Cats, we're back again this week on the Balls from Ellwood show, and I have one of my first returning guests. I interviewed these guys a while ago, but now I have the whole band here. I got Tim, got Brittany, got Ben, got Chris, all a Catbite. They're in Pittsburgh, rocking the Berg tonight at Mr. Abato's, and I have a few minutes. We're going to ask them a little bit here. Hey now, Cats, how you doing?
Hi.
We're really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we drove all day, but whatever. We're here. We're
How does it
finally
feel to be playing live music again?
here.
Feels really good. Feels unreal, but I'm very happy that it is.
Yeah, like this is our first tour in 2 years. That's just I don't know. Every night is just so like cool and magical, and like it's unlike.
The energy from the crowds has been wild. Like people are so ready for shows to be back.
Yeah, definitely a lot of energy.
I have to tell you, I super was in love with your first album. I super love Nice One. Banger all the way out. What was the big difference between recording that to this? Was the pandemic an effect on recording this new album?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
sure. Pandemic's been an effect on kind of everything, I think. But this is like a specifically not difficult process, but there was a lot of like
Some
just
hiccups.
figuring out exactly how it was all gonna go.
Yeah, and like a big thing that like this record compared to the other record is we wrote all of these songs for the second record, Nice One, in quarantine. So we never played them in front of a live audience at all. So we had no reactions, no feedback, nothing. Because usually you write songs, you play them out, you figure out how they should go based on like an audience's reaction, and we had none of that. So it was just like we basically just had to write the songs that we wanted, and then hope people would like them.
We had to really trust our instincts and
Yeah.
just be like, okay, I think without playing this in front of a crowd, I still think the crowd is really going to like this. And
Yeah.
they
Now,
have so
were
far.
all of you together whenever you were recording this, or did you have to do it via Zoom? Like, how did that work?
Both.
We
A
spent
little
like
bit both.
we started writing the songs back in May, and we basically like Britt and I, we lived together, we're married, and then like these two, like we would basically like start writing the skeletons of the song, and then just like make little demos and then send them to like Chris and Ben, and just kind of like pass feedback around, and then we finally started getting back to like together. Basically, we were like the only people we hung out with at all of quarantine. Like we were like our own little bubble, and we started just like rehearsing at Chris's house in July, and we would rehearse once a week and just banging out songs and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, we weren't initially planning to record a record. We were initially planning to go to Japan for a tour. So that obviously got canceled, and we decided, hey, we'll keep the tickets and
To LA, yeah.
to LA, and we'll write a record. We wanted to work with a producer out there, and we said, okay, cool, let's make a record. And then we had to come to the realization, okay, we have about 3 months and some change to write an entire record. So we wrote all of this entire record in about 3 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part about recording this particular album?
Yeah, for me, it was just being in LA and spending a lot of time in the studio and really just being locked in the studio or in the Airbnb that we were staying in. We couldn't go out, we couldn't visit friends, we couldn't do that. So just like being in close quarters and really just kind of doing the same thing every day for 10 days was my own personal, I feel like, the biggest impact that wasn't a great thing because of COVID.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to keep you guys, because I know you got to get in there, but I want to actually ask you I want to kind of break down a couple tracks, track for track, and see, in fact, like where they came from, the ideas of the songs.
Yeah.
Well, a bad influence, is that really about you guys had some tainted banana bread and you got all, I mean, I'd love to hear the story in depth about that.
I mean, yeah, so the music video is pretty unrelated to the song. You know, the song's just about like a troubled relationship, but like the banana bread music video, that was based off of a true story. One of my coworkers brought in some banana bread to work, and they didn't realize, well, they know that their roommate makes edibles, but they didn't realize that they use the same pan that they always use to make the edibles, and my entire work got dosed with weed, and like there was like 30 people at work that were just fucking high as shit, and just like my general manager, she had like a panic attack and had to leave. It was a whole thing, but I'm like, this is a really cool idea for a music video, and it kind of fits the song a little bit, and yeah.
What was the influence for Call Your Bluff?
Call Your Bluff is, well, so that video is also a little bit unrelated to what the song is, but like the song is mostly about how I've had like several people throughout my life kind of tell me like, you know, I've always wanted to be a performer, but I've had like even teachers say things like, well, you're never gonna be, you know, Britney Spears, or you're never gonna do as much as you think you will, or what you say you want to do. So it's kind of like a big FU to those people. Like,
anybody guys are now in Pittsburgh and you're proving them all wrong, so fuck them people. Fuck the haters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck anybody who's trying to limit your dreams. Fuck
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly what this song's about.
How about Asinine Aesthetic? Where did that come from?
That was a song that I wrote like a while ago, and then I brought it back. Like, it's basically just about the like hypocrisy I see like online with like, you know, people saying they're this, and it's just like, you know, they present themselves a certain way and then act just a different way, and it came back up. Like, I brought this song back last summer during like the Black Lives Matter protests and stuff, and you were seeing all these people saying like, you know, I support Black lives, and like, you know, I want there to be change, but then it was just like all performative stuff.
All talk and no action.
Exactly, and it's just kind of like, that's what I initially wrote the song about, and we kind of, Britt and I, like tailored the lyrics a little bit to be more relevant to what we were actually like seeing just like across the internet, and it's just pretty like upsetting. So it's just, that's the song.
I love that. I think bands like you are incredibly important because you aren't all talk and all action. You're actually putting out that great message out there. Fuck racism. Fuck people that hold you back in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I love these motherfuckers. I can't wait to go see them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for taking the time to come back and do this little segment. And hopefully we'll see you again real soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you
Next
for having
time
us.
I won't even be able to get in a room with you all. I'll be outside going, man, I remember when I used to be on my shitty show, and now I can't even get in there.
We'll make time. We'll make time. I guarantee you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all. Peace and love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.